Okay, hello and welcome to Inkspired Crafts Facebook Live today. It is Wednesday the 11th of February. Oh goodness, won't be long and we'll be halfway through this month. Today I'm going to make a card using the Valentine Kisses set, but it's not going to be a Valentine's card. Hopefully it's going to end up as a welcoming a new baby. My niece has had a little boy, and I love this. I just think this is really nice. It's got a little teddy and it's got this bear here, and the dies for the bear are really cute, and they've got this bit so it cuts through. I have cut one out somewhere. Everything disappears, doesn't it, when you want it? So as you can see, this is just an example I wanted to be able to do. So you've got like this little teddy bear. Look how cute's that, and it just pops in, so he's holding it. There's flowers as well. There's a little stitched heart in the dies that you can cut out and pop in as well. These are little birds, which obviously you're not going to stick them in. You could stick a jar of honey in his hands. So yeah, so I just thought that was a really cute little sort of detail to go on the front of a new baby card. So I'm just going to move these out the way a moment, and this is the style of card that I'm going to make. I haven't made one of these for a while, and I thought I'd have a play with this again. So I've got my bits cut out. So I've got a standard card base, which is, see, 8 inches by 5 3/4, or 20.3 centimeters by 14.5, and it is scored in the middle at 4 inches, 10.1 centimeters. Then I have some pattern paper. This is Misty Moonlight, so I've gone for some Misty Moonlight just to give it a bit of texture, really. And that is just 3 3/4 inches by 5.5, which is 9.5 by 14 centimeters, and that will be cut in half that way. Then we have a piece that is 7 inches by, pretty sure that's 3, yeah, 7 inches by 3 inches, and that is scored in half at 3.5 inches, so that's 17.8 centimeters by 7.6, and then it's scored at 8.9. And then I've got 2 pieces of white cardstock, which are again just 1/4 inch shorter, so 2 3/4 inches by 3 1/4, which equates to 6.9 centimeters by 8.2 centimeters. And then there will be a bit then for some for a sentiment. So it's just a scrap for some the sentiment. I'm going to pop these out the way. I've got a bit of crumb cake and a bit of blue, balmy blue, as they're just scraps. So for doing the bear with, the two bears. And I'm going to use some blends. Hopefully my blends are going to work. So I'll just putting those ready. I think I might even have some new ones somewhere. Crumb cake, I think. Yeah, that's my crumb cake ones. They I've got a misty moonlight. Yeah, so crumb cake, misty moonlight, balmy blue, all ties in. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to just stamp with Memento. A little teddy. And a big teddy. Pop that out the way. I'm not using the sentiments from there. I'm going to use, there's a Woolly Friends, it's got Welcome Cutie for like for newborns and that, so I'm going to use that sentiment. Don't know, let's have a look, see how big it is. Welcome Cutie. This may even fit. Find a block. Okay, so I want a darker, so I'm going to use the Misty Moonlight in order to stamp this sentiment. I just want a bit of check that how it's stamping, because I've not used this one before. Just give it a bit of a clean for a minute, because sometimes it can hold a bit of the hold a bit too much of the ink. Oh, that's fine, perfect actually. So I'm going to stamp that. You can use a matte if you want underneath, but I think it's going to stamp okay. Let's stamp another one just in case. Yeah, the second one's better, I think. Not quite as thick. Must have pushed a bit hard. Had a bit too much ink. Okay, so I'm going to just leave those there for a minute, because I will colour those in a bit. But this card base is going to, let's find the other one. Okay, so it's going to open like this, so I need to cut on an angle. So I'm just going to line up the score line there and the point and run it through. We don't need this, so that can disappear. And then this one will go and be cut that way. So you do need to make sure that you're cutting your pattern paper in the right direction. Otherwise you end up having to use the side that you don't want to use. Okay, so that will go like that. Right, let's just pop the trimmer out the way. And I'm going to glue these bits on so I don't lose them. And so it's only a thin border around the outside. Okay, I just want to put my bone folder over that just to make sure it's a nice crisp edge for that. Okay, so we can move that out the way for a moment, and I'm going to look at these little chaps. See, this is on crumb cake, so I'm not sure how this is going to look. Not sure what it's going to come out like, so I'm just gonna I'm not going to be colouring all of him in. So I'm not the best at colouring of anything, and this is really just to give it a bit of give it a bit more sort of texture, or I suppose it's a sort of word I'm looking for, so that it doesn't look so flat, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, and then I'm going to get the light one. And with the light one, I know this may seem really weird, putting the brown all over the same colour, but it will just help it blend. Then I'm going to go back with the dark one. I'm going to use the brush tip this time just to add. See, the alcohol on there will just help it to to blend in more. Right, I'm just going to leave that one to the side, and just for the ink to do a bit, you know, the alcohol to do its sort of work. And then, oh goodness, this is tiny. Okay, so I'm just going to leave those for a little bit to one side, just so that they can continue, the alcohol can continue to do what it's doing. And I'm going to bring this back in, and so one of these is going to go on there, and one of them is going to go in the middle for you to write on. Okay, so this bit to go in the middle, I'm just thinking I need a different sentiment. So I'm going to use how am I going to use this? Well, I'm going to use the congratulations, I think, because obviously I'm going to write it to my niece and her partner. Because clearly the baby can't read. Okay, so we've got congratulations there. And I've now got so many bits all over the place. Just going to have a look, see. There's some like lovely little hearts on there. Just noticed there's some like kissing lips there if you're doing Valentine's. That's cute. But there's some lovely little hearts. So I'm going to use those. They're tiny, tiny. I don't know where all my little blocks are at the moment. So that's Highland Heather. I don't want that. I want Balmy Blue. Just to add some little hearts in there. so we don't get covered in ink. This is going to go in the middle there. And this will then fit on there. Just going to make sure it's folded squarely. Okay. Pop that on. So it's like that. And then the front, I'm going to now just cut these out first of all. So we want the little teddy bear die and this big one here. Bear with me. Just going to run those through my little, actually through the big Stampin' Cut cut and emboss machine. Okay, so we've got the little teddy bear and the big teddy bear, and that's the sentiment. I must have moved as I was running it through, so I'm going to just trim that ever so slightly. Which, you know, you could always just fussy cut these images. Take a bit more time than what I'm doing at the moment. I will do another one for the actual real card to send, but there we go. But yeah, you can fussy cut them. You don't need to have the dies for these bits, but obviously to get the scoring, but you've got like this, like what's it called, a little, like, I don't know, so it reminds me of a Punch and Judy style sort of kiosky fit, you know, where they do the Punch and Judy puppets, but you could make it into a window or whatever for and there you've got a bear. It's just like the head. Let me show you on the stamps. So this bear here would go around that, and you'd have it sort of like so they're looking out the window or the balcony. Okay, so this is the little bear, quite cute, holding on to the teddy. And I want to do something else on here. Might get some. I think what I might do is put a bit of bit of light blue. So this is beautiful bokeh designer paper. I'm just going to cut a piece of that to go on and layer it. So it's going to be 2.5. Can't remember the size now. 2.5 by 3. Okay, so I can either use the, I think I'll use the dotty. Can you see they're almost like bubbles. So I'm going to pop him on there as well. I'm not going to glue the bit where the teddy goes because I think it's quite cute that you can get that out. Pop him down. That one on the front. Okay, now I'm going to just trim this, I think. See how straight it looks. It's not too bad. I don't think I want to stick it on a darker piece because we've already got the dark underneath it. So what I am going to do is grab a piece of scrap real red, and I'm going to get this little heart, if I can get it off, and I'm just going to cut one of those out. Okay. Oops. Okay, so that's the little heart. It's quite a cute little heart, I think. So yeah, so I'm going to sort of, don't know what I'm going to do at the moment. I'm going to maybe stick that just on the edge. Like that, and then I'm going to put it on dimensionals. So let me pop that back in there. Couple of dimensionals. Yeah. Okay, so, and obviously it's got congratulations on there, and I can write on that, and that will go with their gift. I've lost the other one. Where's the other one? Here's the other one. This is the original one I did with the lavender, painted lavender papers. Okay, so that's my bit of live crafting today, and I don't know what this is called. This fancy fold. I don't know. I'm not sure if there is a name for it, but anyway, it's quite a nice one and it's quite easy to put together. Right, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.